This is my 2002 Mark II MX-5 and I don't exactly fit in it.
As you can see, my head touches the ceiling, which is super annoying. There's also a few other annoying things about this car, like there's these wires dangling down by my feet. This cup holder, the spring fell out, so it doesn't stay closed while you're driving, and it always bashes my elbow. So today we're gonna fix those things and let's start taking things apart.
Alright, I've taken the seat out. Now I'm going to remove the center console so I can get behind the dash and sort out the wiring, and also so I can put this spring back in the cup holder.
I decided to start with all of this wiring that goes to the Apple CarPlay connecting to my phone and also the microphone so I can take calls, which meant I had to get under the steering wheel and try and find a way to undo all of the messy work that I'd done before. Take out all of the old zip ties and tape that I'd used to try and get it out of the way in the first place.
All of the work I did before that's kind of all messy and it was hanging down and touching my feet, it's all undone, and now I'm going to pull through here to make it tight so that it doesn't hang down under where my feet are.
I wrapped the microphone wire around this little post and then zip tied it so it stayed tight. And then for the Apple CarPlay there was actually a wire extender which I just took out and then it sat tight, so that was an easy fix. After reassembling everything, here's what it looks like. I mean, it basically just looks how it's supposed to now, which is what I was going for. And now I'm moving on to putting the spring back into the center console so the cup holder doesn't all wiggle around.
Alright, it's pretty difficult to see, but there is another spring holding the cup holder lid of the one that's working down, and I can kind of see how it's meant to go on. So I'm going to put the other one on and hopefully it stays there and doesn't come off next time. I just noticed there's screws holding in all of these little compartments. And some of the little tabs broke off that hold the springs in place, so I'm going to swap them out with a screw. So I'm going to take them out, put the screw in, and then I think that's going to be a much more permanent solution so I don't have to do it again. I'm going to cut this off, which is the old thing that used to hold this on, and then replace it with a screw and a washer. These two are done. I'm going to screw them back onto the center console and then I'm going to move on to the seat. Alright, that works. Now I can move on to the seats. The first step is removing the seat rails. And there's quite a few bolts, so let's get unscrewing. Seat rails are off. The next step is to remove all of these little clips that hold the fabric on. Apparently you don't need to remove the back ones, so I'm just going to remove the front ones, peel it back, and I can cut away some of the foam. The best part of foam to remove is this bumpy bit, so I'm going to try and just remove that bit. I've got a brand new bread knife to cut it all out. It's good to get this whole piece out in one thing, because if you don't like how it feels, then you can put it back in. But I'm going to take a seat on it, see how it feels, see if it's comfy, and then decide if I want to keep this mod, because I think it's going to help a lot. Feels great. Definitely going to leave this out. Feels so much better. It's actually a similar level of comfort, if not more, and it feels like the seat holds me better even. So even if you're not too tall, then maybe this would be a good mod to do anyway.
So I zip tied the fabric back onto the chair and then reinstalled the seat sliders.
That's the driver's side done. I am going to do the passenger side, even though my normal passenger is pretty small. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'm going to put everything back together and hoover it, and it'll be ready to go. All right, let's put everything back together. Okay, everything's reassembled and it's time to see the results. Hopefully it's paid off. I put quite a lot of work into it, so if my head still touches the ceiling, that's going to be super annoying. I only needed like 1 or 2 centimeters, and the video I watched said it gave him 3 centimeters, so I should be fine. Should have enough room. And even though there's not a massive difference visually, I think my quality of life driving this car daily is going to be improved so much. There's not going to be any like weird annoying bits like touching my leg, and my head's not going to touch the ceiling, hopefully. Let's see the result. I definitely feel lower down already. It's definitely better, but it's not perfect. As you can see, I am definitely a little bit lower down, but my head still scrapes the ceiling, which is super annoying. But, you know, I think the ideal situation is getting some lower seats. So in the future, that's definitely something I'm going to be up for. Stick around, maybe subscribe, and that video will come out in the future. But for now, this is going to have to do. See you in the next one.
If you want to see how I made the jeans that I was wearing in this video, then click here. And if you want to subscribe, then you can click down below.